I'd be saying that I don't miss not having a home. You know, I never dreamed I'd be 53 years old and both my parents would be gone. But that happens to a lot of people. But me personally, you know, it's hard. You know, where I sleep is just where I sleep. My name is Ed Barber, and I'm helped making this film along with my friend Gabe. I'd like to just say that I entered the homeless population back in 2011 on my own accord due to my chronic alcoholism, and I've been sober since February 11th, 2011. As you can see, we're near the Greyhound station and the Amtrak depot. This area is used predominantly by the homeless as a safe haven. I have stayed here on and off since July of last year, on and off here, by holding a job at McDonald's. My friend Al and I kind of nicknamed this the spot. I mean, some nights we would just sit here, lie here, and just look at each other and laugh. Like I said, this is where we felt pretty safe. As you can see, it's not too much of a great location here in Santa Barbara, but it is safe. Like I said, it's well lit. You can probably follow me back and I'll show you where we stored our things up to a certain point. Now, when we're sleeping around the corner on the concrete against the building, Al also taught me to keep our bodies warmer. We would use cardboard boxes. So usually we would try to find, you know, good clean boxes that would work like these. What we would do is, you know, because we were a two-man team, is like, what we would do is that we would go between here and push the trash bin when we knew that the trash wouldn't be picked up, and come all the way around this corner, and it's kind of like there's like a hollow space back here. Okay, so you would put your belongings and then you'd wrap it, but when you would be really kind of inconspicuous. Okay, I know this is rather shocking, like I said, but this is real life, and people find spaces, you know, places to put their belongings. It's not filthy. It's not as dirty as you think that it would be. We were always clean. You always want to leave your area clean. Not all homeless people eat out of trash cans. It's not as primitive as you would think that is. Not all of them are dirty, okay? They're not all dirty. Basically, to tell you the honest to God truth, some of the homeless people that I met are the cleanest people that I know. And most of them are they're well bathed, and, you know, they, like, you know, I bathe every day.
My name is Courtney Mary Frances Klein. What I do every week for Showers of Blessings is I sign up everybody to take their showers and then send them over to get the hot showers that they need. Showers of Blessings was actually started the end of this month, March, last year, 2016, here in Santa Barbara, and it's basically it's a trailer that has hot showers with propane tanks and everything that we help those on the street so they can actually have a nice warm shower. We give them clothes, snacks, water. I love working with Showers of Blessings. It's been a blessing for me. And Ed over there knows how much it helps me keep calm and keeps things straight in my head. I show other people, even though I'm out here, I want to be treated like you want to be treated. I don't want to be treated like I'm worse than someone else. just hope every day that I can find a way, some time to get off the streets. And people ask me why I'm not in a shelter. I tell them I won't go in a shelter. There are hardly any room in the shelters right now. They need like more long-term shelters that you can stay more than 15 days. So if you are trying to get Social Security disability, you have a place to stay that is not on the street. It's not right. They want us to get off the streets when there are not any jobs available, and if you try and get a job and the place you go finds out you are living on the street, bye-bye. You're not going to get that job because they don't want somebody that's living on the street. They want somebody that has an address. You can't have an address unless you get into a shelter or something, and if the shelter isn't like going to let you stay there long enough to get money saved up so you can get a place.
Or receive money.
Yeah, or receive money or any kind of income. What are you going to do?
What have you.
And it's wrong. And there are only 2 real shelters here in Santa Barbara. There is Path, and they only hold up to have 200 beds during the winter. Otherwise, there's only 100 beds. And most of those are medical. Then you've got the rescue mission where you can stay only up to 15 days, and there's only room for 10 women in the rescue mission. And I have refused to stay in either shelter since I got here because I go to the women's clinic that the Doctors Without Walls here in town set up, and I have heard a lot of not nice stuff about both places and how the people working there treat women. I mean, some people at the rescue mission there was one of the male workers that was hitting on one of the women, telling her, you sleep with me, I'll give you this and this and this. And she's going, what? And a woman almost got raped over at Path, just going to the bathroom, trying to head to the bathroom. I won't stay in places like that. If they're going to treat people like that, I won't do it. I'd much rather be out here either in a tent or someplace in the light if I'm not with friends, where I can be seen if something is going to happen to me. It's hard for me because it's extra stress that causes me to have extra medical problems. So it has been hard the last few years because the last place I was living with my grandmother. I've been living with her for almost 3 years, and by April of 2013 my grandmother was in a nursing home, and a month and 2 weeks later, on May 6th, I got a phone call. My mom calls me back at 2 o'clock and said my grandmother passed away at 1 o'clock that afternoon from a major stroke. By that December, my mom and my uncle have both kicked me out on the street. And I have been on the street ever since. She has recently apologized for anything she said to me at the time. I mean, the one thing she told me 3 months after my grandmother passed away, she told me nobody wanted you there after the memorial service. They all wished you were dead.
I've had problems with my family, relations with my family, and I'm not saying that I didn't add fuel to the fire. Unfortunately, my family relations are strained, and it probably will be until the day I die. But unfortunately, that's the name of the game. My other side of the family, they never shut the door, nor could I ever shut the door on anybody else. But sometimes you have to draw the line.
The one thing I would really tell anybody seeing this is do not judge by what you have thought over the years about those on the streets, because there are different levels. There are people that are not druggies. There are not people that did not want to be out here. They did not make this choice. The choice was made for them. ask, learn about those around you on the streets before you make a judgment. It's hard for those people to see somebody walk by and say, oh, that person's probably a druggie, that person's out here for this reason. Ask before you judge, because we all need to be treated like we are someone, not a piece of dirt on the ground, or worse.
People, that's where you have to have empathy, folks. You know, we can't stand and judge. I mean, I'm telling you, all you have to do is open up your Bible, because the way that you judge people is the way you're going to be judged. So you better think long and hard when you make decisions, or you speak before you think. That's why you should really give it serious thought. And let me tell you, I've had to pay the price on that. Nobody's ever really lacking any kind of nutrients, but if they choose to, that's by their own election. But there are facilities in place that provide this. I think that I kind of lost my way of faith along the way. And as of late, I can honestly say with all my heart, that's what I love about my friend Gabe, is that he's brought back spirituality back into my life, and what's important and what's not important. And what's important is that, you know, we all, in situations like this, all of these people, all the homeless people, we're all one. So, you know, we have, and I think as a whole global unit, whether it be the whole world or whatever, we have to be on some type of spiritual level. Okay, and I think that's what we're lacking. My point of the whole situation and of this film that we're producing, my best friend, as of late, Gabe, and I, is that we want it to be truthful. And yes, this is brutal, but this is real life. And we need to come together as a community, or even as across the nation, or furthermore around the globe, that homelessness is not going to just go away. We have to work together as a team.
Like for me, I crochet, I draw, and I write. I've told people, find something that create something that makes you feel good, and while you're doing it, it can make somebody else feel good. The guy I came up with from Ventura, also someone else on the street, runs an independent publishing company that he started. He saw the notebook I had of poems I wrote to help me with my depression while I was on the street, and he told me he would publish it for me. I am now a published author as of November of that year. The book was titled The Klein Diaries, Ventura. You can't put money on the kind of friends that I have. You know, money's not an issue. And I figure, you know, this whole journey too, I just been picking up little gold nuggets. They're not money, but they're little pockets of gold that I put in my heart. In the very end of life, it's what we have in here. You know, we can't take it on our backs, but we take it what's here. When I'm around you, I revert back to being like a kid. I don't know, you bring out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being around you guys makes me happy.
Mind if I hug you?
Not at all.
Oh, good.